Hello everybody, my name is Hal. This is Quail Studios guitar, the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald by Gordon Lightfoot. One of the things that I was doing is, well, when you look at Gordon playing, he's got a capo on the 2nd fret, and he's playing an A sus2. That's an A sus2 right there. So open, 2nd fret, open, open. That's your A sus2. Now in the introduction it sounds like this. Something like that. Now this chord right here, I think is like a G6 with an A bass. You got an A bass there. And then you have the 3rd fret on the B string, 4th fret on the G string, and the 5th fret on the D string. And the open E. The open E is what gives you your 6. And then we go to a, I like playing, instead of just a D chord, I like playing a D sus2 with an A bass. A bass, D open, 2nd fret on the G string, 3rd fret on the B string, and then open E. I like that chord. Back to A sus2. So here's your intro. Ready, and... Now your strum goes like this. We're in 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down of the big lake they call Gitchagumi. To move this because I keep running into it. The chords right there. A sus2 again. E minor. Right? I'm using these 2 fingers for my A sus2, and then these same 2 fingers going down to the E minor. Now I could use my 1st and 2nd finger instead of the 2nd and 3rd finger. I could do that. But for some reason, I feel really comfortable with my 2nd and 3rd finger. Probably because when I play A minor or E, right, I'm using my 1st finger on, you know, to play the A minor. So just lifting that finger, 2nd and 3rd finger, feels really good. The G chord, what I normally do with the G chord is that I play it with my 2nd and 3rd finger again. 3rd fret, E string, 3rd fret, E string. I don't worry about my 1st finger. I just mute the A string with my 2nd finger, like that. Sounds really good. Some people like to play that chord right there where it's, you've got your G, you've got your 3rd fret, 2nd fret, open, open, 3rd fret, 3rd fret. That's okay. You can do that if you want to. I like this better though. And then you got a D chord. I love to play my D chord with my 2nd, 3rd, and 4th finger like this. And then I lift up my pinky, my 4th finger, and then just go back to A sus2 like this. See that? So A sus2, E minor, G, D, oops, back to A sus2, capo on the 2nd fret. Matthias is from Germany, fantastic. Thanks for coming along, Matthias. Did you notice what I did there? A sus2. I played 2nd fret on the E string. Sounds really good that way. D, A sus2. You're the one, Matthias. You're the request from Patreon for Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Fantastic. Yes, I got the lead sheet finished. Sent it out today. So I worked on the Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald before. We talked about it. But as I was reviewing it and getting it ready for publication, because it's going to come out in my book in just a couple of days, I realized that the introduction and some of the interludes between the verses in this song were a little different than I thought. It's not just the A sus2 going to E minor, G. So the introduction and the interludes are a little different. You have that. Like that, right? So that's a little different. I love using that open E string the whole time. Now you will find contradictions to what I'm saying here in Ultimate Guitar, and it'll say that, you know, to play it a little bit differently. There's different versions there. I really like that D sus2. You could play a D instead. You could go with an A bass. You could go. Right? That sounds good. You could do that. My D sus2 sounds like this. Now, there's another way that I could play it that I kind of like, using the D chord like this. Right? It's a first inversion. D right there on the D string, G string, B string. What we do is we play the 4th fret on the D string, 2nd fret on the G string, 3rd fret on the B string. So it would sound like this. I love to do that too. I'm going to tighten this up just a hair. I like to do the hammer-on the D string and on the G string. Maybe not at the same time. Guess you could do that. G string hammer-on, D string hammer-on, both at the same time. Okay, let's go back to where we were. If you've heard this song, it's got millions and millions of views on different channels. It's just a fantastic song. And the poetry is wonderful, and the story is completely sad. And I love the way that Gordon Lightfoot pauses sometimes, right? And also, now, if you get my lead sheet, you'll notice that the end of the 2nd line, there's an underscore. So he sings, "The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down, of the big lake they call Gitchagumi." And he goes down, Gumi. So from an E note down to A, Gumi. Of the big lake, let's see, the lake, it is said, never gives up her dead, when the skies of November turn gloomy. Now he does it the same way every time. He goes down, and so when he goes up, let's go to the 3rd stanza. With a load of iron ore, 26,000 tons. Wait, how do I do that? With a load of iron ore, 26,000 tons more than the Edmund Fitzgerald weighed empty. that good ship and crew with a bone to be chewed, when the gales of November came early. So right there, early, right? He goes up to the A instead of down to the A, right? Early, like that. So what I did at the end of that line is I put a little plus sign to remind myself that, oh yeah, I got to go up instead of down, right? So that's what I did on my lead sheet, just to remind myself. Then he does a little pause there. The ship was the pride of the American side, coming back from some mill in Wisconsin. Now, if you want to, when you're playing this and you're singing it, if you're not ready to go to the next stanza, like he does sometimes, you know, like Wisconsin, as the big freighters go, it was bigger than most, right? Instead of just waiting, you could wait. It's called a, what is it called? Vamping. Coming back from some mill in Wisconsin. You could just wait. And then when you're ready to go, as the big freighters go, it was bigger than most, with a crew and a captain well seasoned. So he goes on a couple of other stanzas, and then he does this again. Now we talked in the beginning of this, we talked that this is in 6/8 time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's slow it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You'll notice that I'm accenting 1 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And on 1, I'm hitting the bass note, even when I'm going into the verse. Now right there on the G and the D, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, back to 6. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just like that. Let's go a little bit farther. I'm not going to play through the whole song because you know the song. It's basically the same thing all the way through. Right? So he does these interludes. In the next section, it goes, when he gets done with the verse, with the stanza, when the afternoon came, it was freezing rain, in the face of a hurricane west wind. And it does this. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now when you get done with something like that, you can just vamp a little bit until you're ready to go. When supper time came, the old cook came on deck, saying, fellas, it's too rough to feed ya. Right? And you keep going. At the end of the 1, 2, 3, 4 more stanzas, then he does the same thing again, that little, it's like that intro thing. And he kind of holds that before he sings, does anyone know where the love of God goes when the waves turn minutes to hours? And maybe I'd even go farther. The searchers all say they made Whitefish, they've made Whitefish Bay if they put 15 more miles behind her. Now when you get my lead sheet, you'll notice that the chords are over certain words. And when there's more than one syllable, then the chord is hopefully over the correct syllable. For instance, on the first verse, with a load of iron ore, 26,000 tons more, right? Boy, he pushes all those words really close together so he can get 1,000 on the E minor. With a load of iron ore, it's 26,000 tons more. And you have to do that in 6 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. With a load of iron ore, 26,000. Wait. With a load of iron ore, 26,000 tons more. Right? And if you can't do it right away, then you got to practice it, like I'm doing right there. Da, 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 da. And those chord changes are always on a strong beat. Excuse me, what am I trying to say? The chord changes are always on an accent. Edmund Fitzgerald weighed empty, right? Gerald, Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald weighed empty. Empty, right? The accent's on M. Okay, let's go to the last part. After a couple of more, I guess you could call them verses. There's really no choruses in this. We have 2 of those, 2 of these before the last verse. In a musty old hall in Detroit they played, in the Maritime Sailors' Cathedral. You can take your time because this is a sad part. The church bell chimed till it rang 29 times for each man on the Edmund Fitzgerald. I understand that after Gordon Lightfoot passed away, they rang the bell 30 times. Once for every crewman that died on the Edmund Fitzgerald, which was everybody, and once for Gordon Lightfoot. May he rest in peace. Hello, Jay. How are you doing? Jay says, thank you, Hal. Love this song. So enjoyed Let It Be as I do many of your lessons. I'm 61 and learning all the songs I loved from my youth. Thanks so much. I do play this song much better after this. Fantastic. I hope we all do. And you know what? When I'm playing a song and I play it over and over, I get better at it. And, I've got the words in front of me and all the lyrics and the chords and all that kind of thing. And you'll notice that I've had a little bit of trouble getting the words and the chords to line up perfectly. It's because I haven't played it very much. Just a few times. Maybe only about 15. Right? So I would normally, when I'm playing something like this, especially like that one, with a load of iron ore, 26,000 tons more than the Edmund Fitzgerald weighed empty. Right? I would actually work on that over and over so I could get it. Any other things that we need to go over? We talked about the strumming, we talked about the chords, how to play the chords, which chords to use. You can substitute the A sus2 with an A chord if you really wanted to. In a musty old hall in Detroit they prayed, in the Maritime Sailors' Cathedral. You could do that. Sometimes it's nice to use substitute chords instead of the same chord all the time. The A sus2 is kind of haunting. It's really amazing. But would there be a place in this song where an A would be really good? How about the verse before? Lake Huron, how do you say Huron? Huron? Lake Huron rolls, Superior sings, in the rooms of her ice water mansion. Old Michigan steams like a young man's dreams. The islands and bays are for sportsmen. Okay, I'm just using an A. What does that sound like? And farther below, Lake Ontario takes in what Lake Erie can send her. and the iron boats go, as the mariners all know, with the gales of November remembered. Right? You see what I did there? I did that A sus2 to A sus4, A sus2, back to A. There you go. Bob says, I like to use the D and sus2 as well. It drones the high E. The D sus2 has that drone, high E drone. If you use the D, you're playing the second fret on the E string, which can be interesting. So use your creativity on this, okay? You know, decide, play with different chords. So just really quick, the A sus2, don't be afraid to hammer on any of those. Right? On the D, you can hammer on from the open D to the second fret. Okay, let's just go around and just see what it sounds like with some things like that. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for commenting and for doing all the things you do. I really appreciate your support. I'm going to take off and hang out with my friends and also my supporters. If you want to know how to do that, look in the description. And also, if you want to get my book with this lead sheet, look in the description. We'll talk to you later. Thanks for being here.